Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Ryan Prosick. A teen is facing additional charges in connection with a shooting that saw a Scranton officer shot in the head. Jeremiah Cleveland is facing additional charges of recklessly endangering another person, an aggravated assault, attempt to cause injury for his role in 2 drive-by shootings. According to state police, Cleveland drew a police presence to 2 separate locations on the night of January 10th. The affidavit states that detectives had been following an Instagram live video of Cleveland on the night of the shootings, as Cleveland talked about the shootings on social media and said that if anyone had a problem with him, to meet him in Mayfield. Cleveland also posted another Instagram live video where 20-year-old Aiden Denninger was also visible. Police say Cleveland then went on to say that another shooting was going to happen in the 700 block of Orchard Street in Scranton. When officers were investigating the area, they encountered Denninger, who opened fire and struck Detective Kyle Gilmartin twice in the head. The other officer on scene successfully took down Denninger after returning fire. Cleveland has not been charged with shooting Detective Gilmartin, but is facing charges related to the incident. Investigators have stated that the incidents are believed to be gang-related. A man has been arrested by Nanticoke police after he ran from police and led officers on a high-speed chase. Jeremy Shea was arrested after he led police through 6 municipalities on a motorcycle chase, ending in a crash. Police say they saw a man who they believe to be Shea in front of Max Auto in Nanticoke around 6:46 p.m. on Tuesday. When they tried to pull Shea over for his motorcycle not having a license plate, Shea fled the scene at 60 miles per hour, starting the chase, according to police. Police say that Shea was driving in the oncoming lane of traffic and was causing drivers to swerve off the roadway. Officials say Shea also hit 2 police cars during the chase. When Shea was apprehended, police discovered a bag containing methamphetamine and 3 jars of suspected marijuana. Officers say Shea was throwing additional items from his pockets, but nothing was found during their search. Shea is facing charges of fleeing or attempting to elude an officer, resisting arrest, accident involving damage to an attendant vehicle, and other related charges. Governor Josh Shapiro presented his budget proposal on Tuesday for the fiscal year of 2024 to 2025. The budget prioritizes Shapiro's Get Stuff Done approach by investing in sectors including public education, law enforcement, and environmental protection. The governor's 2024 to 2025 budget proposal does not raise taxes, and according to Governor Shapiro, even if every initiative is funded, the Commonwealth will still have an $11 billion surplus by the end of the fiscal year. Governor Shapiro spoke to the General Assembly about his intentions for the proposed budget.
To be clear, my budget is balanced. It does not raise taxes. In fact, it cuts them. And consider this for a moment. Even if we fund every single one of the initiatives that I talked about today and is contained in my budget, we would still have an $11 billion surplus at the end of June 2025. $11 billion. So, while I expect you will carefully analyze my proposals and seek your own in the final budget, your analysis should not be used as an excuse for paralysis. It is time to solve these pressing problems, to meet this moment responsibly and with bipartisan compromise.
The proposal includes a $1.1 billion increase in basic education funding, with investments for special education and pre-K students, and $50 million contributing to school safety procedures. Several other proposals include $30 million for firefighter and EMS funding, $125 million for road safety and upgrades, and legalization for the sale and adult use of marijuana, which would go into effect in July of this year. Plans for the 2025-2026 fiscal year budget were also discussed, primarily concerning student loan debt, as officials say Pennsylvania graduates carry the 3rd largest student debt load in the nation. The governor also proposed increases to the Pennsylvania Higher Education Assistance Agency, or PHEAA, state grant from $5,750 to $6,750, and investments of up to $279 million annually in funding. You can read the full list of proposals for the 2024-2025 fiscal year at shapirobudget.pa.gov. Pennsylvania's fiscal year begins on July 1st. A man has been sentenced for the murders of 2 individuals in Monroe County. Matthew Burke has been sentenced to life in prison for the shooting deaths of Dylan Bynert and Khalil Durante at a home on Silver Maple Road near Broadheadsville. Officials say the murders occurred during an attempted robbery. 2 others have been sentenced in connection to the shooting. A 4th suspect is awaiting trial in connection with the homicide in Monroe County. A tractor-trailer driver had to be flown to the hospital on Wednesday following a crash on Interstate 81 northbound in Schuylkill County. The crash happened early Wednesday morning around 1:45 a.m., when officials say the driver lost control of the tractor-trailer around mile marker 127. Crews arrived on the scene and found that the victim was heavily entrapped in the tractor-trailer. Personnel worked for almost an hour in order to free the victim, who was taken to the hospital for treatment. The northbound lane of traffic was reopened later in the morning after the scene was cleared. It is unknown at this time what caused the crash in Schuylkill County. Coming up on Wyln News, Bloomsburg police are led on a high-speed chase. Plus, 2 Hazleton area high school students travel to Washington, D.C. as part of a Special Olympics delegation. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kits. We'll be right back.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and tomorrow's Wyln forecast is partly cloudy.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations,
Route 93 in Escapec,
Or downtown Hazleton.
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to Wyln News. A man has been charged by Bloomsburg police after he led police on a chase. Bloomsburg police say they were patrolling the 200 block of West Main Street around 2:30 a.m. on Tuesday when they saw George Stein, whom they recognized from a previous interaction, driving with a suspended driver's license. According to police, Stein then drove through a red light, which prompted officers to attempt to stop him. This led to a high-speed chase in which Stein drove into a driveway and attempted to flee police on foot, according to investigators. Stein has been charged with DUI, possession of drug paraphernalia, fleeing officers, and several traffic offenses in connection with the incident. State police in Frackville are asking the public for help in locating 3 men that allegedly stole from the Rush Township Walmart. State police say they were called to the Rush Township Walmart on December 23rd around 4 p.m. for a reported theft. According to police, the suspect shown on screen had stolen $346 worth of merchandise from the store. If you have any information on the identities of the suspects, you were asked to call the Pennsylvania State Police in Frackville at 570-874-5300. The Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission has announced an upcoming closure due to road work. According to the Commission, Interstate 476 southbound will be closed from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on February 8th between the Pocono Interchange exit 95 and the State Route 903 Interchange exit 87 in Carbon County. Drivers are asked to utilize a detour by taking Interstate 80 eastbound for about 8 miles to PA 115 south. The detour will then follow PA 115 south for about 2 miles before switching on to PA 903 south for 7 miles. Drivers will then be able to re-enter the Pennsylvania Turnpike at the State Route 903 Interchange exit 87. The Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission says the closure is for the protection of motorists and workers during roadway repairs. However, the roadwork schedule is subject to change based on weather conditions. For up-to-date roadway conditions, you can visit 511pa.com. 2 Hazleton area high school students recently traveled to Washington, D.C. to represent Hazleton area unified sports. During their visit, Christian Santana and Reese Kashak served as part of the Special Olympics delegation for Unified National Banner Champion Schools. On January 30th, Hazleton area is recognized as one of just 4 Pennsylvania schools to receive the distinction of a 2023 National Banner Unified Champion School. The school was chosen by a national review panel seeking to celebrate the best of the best in inclusive school communities. Coming up on McAdoo's News Choice, we find out Allie McKittrick's Super Bowl picks on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, we learn about what to expect prior to a surgical procedure on this week's Wellness Wednesday. So stay right here because we'll be right back on WYLN TV.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, have you ever heard of cold level laser? Let's discuss how it can help your health.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Welcome back to a Wednesday edition of Let's Talk Sports. I am joined today by Allie McKittrick of the Parks and Recreation Department. Allie, how's it going?
Good. It's so good to be here.
It's awesome to have you. And, we're going to talk Super Bowl today, but, most of these dreams start in the backyard in local parks for these kids to play football at a professional level. So tell us a little bit about why playing football and, other sports in parks is so great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing to think, like we see these athletes already fully formed as professional athletes, but they did have to start somewhere. And a lot of these kids learn a lot of the valuable skills from parks, like being outside, playing with each other, developing community together, the social aspects, the teamwork. There's so many great things that come from, people's roots.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many great things that come from it, especially, the qualities like teamwork. Like you see Patrick Mahomes, always hyping his teammates up on the sideline, getting them motivated and all this good stuff. And it probably, not for him because he had a father that played the MLB, so he had the premium parks. But
okay.
But a lot of these kids probably started on the playground, playing catch with their buddies, and that's what Hazleton Parks and Recs helps do. And they have events throughout the year, which we'll be sure to cover on here. But I gotta ask you, who do you think is gonna win this Super Bowl, the Niners or the Chiefs?
Ooh. Good question.
Tough one, right?
It's a tough one. But I have to say there is a lot of the energy and excitement because of Taylor Swift that is going towards the Chiefs. And so I'm going to have to go with what I think is probably going to be the winning team. Go Chiefs.
Yep. I picked the Chiefs as well. I think Ramilda did as well. So we're 3 for 3 on the Chiefs thus far. So
okay, fingers crossed.
Maybe Watcher will have to come in and later in the week and pick the 49ers or something to give us a little differentiation. But we're also going to talk about a couple of big things about the Super Bowl. There's entertainment and there's food. And like I've said, all week I'm going to ask, if you went to a Super Bowl party and there was only one food that was there, what would it be for you?
I got to go with the wings, bone in.
Oh, we're gonna have that conversation, the chicken nugget debate of recently.
No.
Like I'm a bone out person, but like that's because I wore braces for so long, and like if you take a bite of the bone in wings, the braces, it's gonna be expensive kind of deal.
Oh man.
So I'm bone out, but what kind of sauce do you like on the wing?
The teriyaki, because I feel like it has a little salty, a little sweet, just the perfect balance. I think that's super, super good.
You can't go wrong with bone-in or bone-out wings for chicken nuggets. I'm sure I'll get some slack for that one, but it's a great choice. I believe it's got to be like top 3, top 5 choices for everybody.
That has to be. You got to think of wings when you think of Super Bowl.
It's wings and it's maybe pizza and that's about it. Like those are the top 2 things.
I have to throw in the healthy veggie tray.
Of course.
That's the balance of you have to have a little bit of everything. A little bit of the the special savory stuff. You have to have a little healthy, and then you have to have a little sweet at the end.
If you could chop up a little, celery, you could throw some peanut butter on it. You could have the ranch dip there to cheat a little bit, Get those healthy options in, like some carrots or whatnot. So that's perfect for your Super Bowl if you're looking for a healthy option. But we're also going to talk about the entertainment. Obviously, the elephant in the room. I don't know if it's an elephant in the room. It's Taylor Swift. She's been getting all the coverage. I don't know if you know this, but she has a concert the night before in Tokyo.
Oh boy!
Or I believe it's 2 nights before, and it's like an 18-hour flight. I know. I heard she's gonna make it. The United States Embassy in Japan actually put out a news press release that she's that they're guaranteeing she's gonna make it, and they use her song.
Guaranteeing.
Lyrics.
Okay.
They used her song lyrics and everything.
Yeah.
So do you think she's gonna make it? I know it's gonna be a hot topic discussed around here.
I feel like she has to make it because so many people are sort of depending on being there. I've heard the cost of tickets has gone to this astronomical because of Taylor Swift. So that's
crazy.
pretty incredible.
They were already pricey enough, if you ask me. So another part of the Super Bowl, of course, what we watch for, if you're not watching for the game, is the commercials. And you were talking before. You like them funny.
I do, yeah. I tend towards the funny ones. Yeah.
Like the Doritos, a couple of my favorites in the past couple of years have been the avocados from Mexico, where they have them live in this dome, and they put the avocados in. I think I'm remembering this correctly, and they're all fighting over the avocados. It's really ridiculous, and they're one of the winners. And there's a couple that stand out over the years. And Ramilda said hers was the Budweiser ones because the puppies and the Clydesdale horses always get her.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of commercials end up becoming trends where people will use something from the Super Bowl. That's how important these commercials are, that people will take off and start to use some of the ideas from there. So.
Oh yeah, and they're not cheap either. Don't get me wrong. If you want to purchase a Super Bowl ad, they're going to cost you at least 6 to 7 figures. But Yeah, I think it's more than 6. I think it's firmly in the 7s. But I'd like to thank Allie for joining us on this edition of Let's Talk Sports. We're 3 for 3 on the Chiefs thus far. We'll see if anyone changes their mind. Maybe Tim or State Representative Dane Watcher later in the week. But we'll see on that one. But that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. We'll see you next time.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Two Italian Guys Pizzeria, 3 West Diamond Avenue in Hazleton has all your favorites, from pizza, hoagies, salads, entrees, wings, and sides. Always made with the freshest ingredients. Call them at 570-459-2783.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, and we are here today to let you know a little bit about what to expect if you are planning on having a surgery here at the hospital. And with me today is Cami Ruby, who is the director of our surgical services. Welcome, Cami.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks for having me.
So, Cami, tell us about some of the surgeries that we do perform here at the hospital so people are aware.
We perform a variety of surgeries at Hazleton. We have 4 general surgeons, and they perform anything from removal of appendix, removal of gallbladders, hernia surgery, bowel resections. All 4 of them are robotically trained. They do hernias robotically, gallbladders robotically, colon resections, and we do have one surgeon who does bariatrics robotically. We also have ears, nose, and throat. They offer from ear tubes up to sinus surgery, thyroidectomies. One of the ENT surgeons, Dr. Hahn, he just brought a new procedure to our community back at the end of last year. It's called Inspire, and it's for sleep apnea for patients who cannot tolerate their CPAP. We also offer gynecological surgeries, anywhere from D&C hysteroscopies to hysterectomies to tubal ligations. And the one gynecologist who just joined us, he is robotically trained for robotic hysterectomies. We have orthopedics, and they do anything from carpal tunnel to total joint replacements. 2 of the orthopods, they do robotic knees.
So I understand mentioning that Dr. Falvello just did his 100th robotic surgery.
Yes, we just reached 100 at the end of last year, and we just celebrated, 100. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we have podiatry. We do have urology joining us in the very near future.
Wow, so we do offer a lot of different procedures right here.
Yes.
So I am talking to my primary care doctor. It is determined that I need to have a surgery. We talk about it. What should I expect? What's the process in which I'm being led until we get the surgery?
So when you're at your surgeon's office, they will set you up for surgery. They will schedule a pre-admission testing call. They will give you the date and time. The nurse will call you. Then the day before, the short stay unit at the hospital will call you somewhere between 3 and 6 at night to go over your meds, tell you what to take in the morning and what not to take. And we usually bring you in like a half an hour to 2 hours before your surgery time. So if we tell you to come in at 7:30, it doesn't mean your surgery's at 7:30. It means your surgery's at 9 or 9:30. Then you come in and, the staff welcomes you. You'll register out in registration. You'll come into the short stay area. They'll have you change into a hospital gown, and then we'll start an IV if your doctor ordered pre-op antibiotics, which I'm sure he does. And then we'll clean the area, prep the area for surgery, and then we just wait for the OR to come and get you.
So does a doctor come in and talk to you at all prior to, or the anesthesiologist or anyone?
Good question, yes. So anesthesia will come in. They'll go over what type of anesthesia they plan on giving you. They'll have you sign consent, and then the surgeon will come and, make sure that your history and physical is good, you have no complaints, you're not sick, and if you have any questions.
So for someone who doesn't get many surgeries, so forgive me for asking, but does everyone get anesthesia for procedures? Are there procedures that you don't need anesthesia for?
There are some procedures that will be locals, like if it's a local excision of like maybe a mole on your eye, or, for urology, like maybe a local cysto stent removal.
Okay.
But most of like general ortho, ENT.
It's all with anesthesia?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So everything goes well, we have the surgery. Now what should I expect?
So after surgery, you'll go to our recovery room until you meet the criteria to leave, and then you'll end up back in the pre-op area. They'll, make sure your vital signs are stable, everything's good, and they'll get you ready to go home. The doctor will discharge you. You'll get a set of instructions, and then we'll call the next day to make sure everything's okay.
Is there ever a time that someone needs a stay admission into the hospital with the surgery?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It depends, like, if the surgery took longer than anticipated, then we will admit you overnight.
But most of them are one-day surgery,
yes, the
go
majority,
home.
Except the total joints will stay overnight. But actually, some total joints have been going home.
Yeah, same day type thing. So is there anything else you want to share with our audience about your wonderful surgical team here at the hospital?
Just that we do really have a great team.
And you have been here for what, 33 years?
33 years, yes.
So you absolutely know your stuff, and we really appreciate you and your team. So they are very phenomenal. And there you are. If you have any questions, reach out to your primary care and they can guide you through whatever you need. But in the meantime, thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.